Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to our weekly webinar. On behalf of Cerenade, thank you for joining us today. My name is Vanessa Vargas. Today, the topic is going to be about client portal, and I hope that you can really maximize, the investment and use the system fully. And one of the elements that sometimes is underutilized is the client portal. So let's take a look and see why you should be considering using the client portal more often. For those that are joining, this is going to be this is being recorded, and we have the videos available in our YouTube channel. You can always subscribe and watch the videos later. We also have a PowerPoint presentation available for you to download. If you click on the Go to Webinar menu under Handouts, you can download my PowerPoint presentation. Okay. Well, let's begin. Let me show you what we're going to cover today. So I'm going to show you the look and feel of the client portal so you understand, what your clients will see and how you can give them access. Each client has a specific access that you can tailor based on their needs. Also, of course, how to send questionnaires, even though we do have the passwordless links available. Sometimes it's better for them to just access the client portal and have them all there ready. Also, when clients answer the questionnaires from their client portal, what happens when they enter data, I'll show you those details. And you could also share an actual form so they can edit the form, and the format is HTML instead of a PDF. Also, I'm going to cover some of the optional modules that you can subscribe to, such as messaging, which is more secure than sending an email. You basically just message your clients or they can message you back from the client portal. We also have the optional module billing for you to create invoices and your clients can access the portal and make payments. You do need to have the credit card processing module with either LawPay or PayPal. I'm going to show you how your clients can deposit funds into the trust account from the client portal. If you have the optional module called custom reports, you can create reports and you can enable the access so that clients can run a report such as show me my documents that expire in the next, 6 months, or show me any updates, what's the last action, my attorney, I don't know, whatever you guys want to report. Instead of them calling your office, you can have them just download a report and see what's going on with their cases. Of course, we have the ability for clients to upload the evidence, the documents from the portal, like how can you share those checklists, right? So they know what needs to be uploaded. Then we're going to talk about the logs, how you can enter notes. And if those notes you want to share, then you can share the, comment or log as a read-only access. We also have another optional module called case initiation request. This is mostly for like employment-based cases, I think, because, instead of emailing the attorney, the signatory or the human resources team can just click on the link of the case initiation request module from the client portal and complete a form. And it's easier for you because then the system creates the account for the applicant and links it to the employer, creates a case. So it's a lot easier. For employers to also send questionnaires to their employees from the client portal. And lastly, we have another optional module called Acuity. And Acuity is a calendaring system, so your clients can look at your availability and book appointments from their portal. All right, so now you know what we're going to cover. And after that, we're going to go over your resources and support options, did you know section, and the upcoming webinars that we have for the month of March and April. Okay, so let me switch to my caseworker portal. I'm going to connect and log in first as a caseworker. If you have any questions, we do have a question section where you can message me throughout this, the training. I also want to know how many of you are new. This is pretty much probably the first training, or you just got your training, or this is a refresher course and you just want to take advantage of the subscription, of course. So let's see. I'm waiting for Oh, that was quick. All of you voted. Thank you so much. Let's see. The majority of you are new. Got it. Okay. Well, take advantage. I'm a real person. I'm not a robot or AI. So if you have questions, message me, even if it's not related to the client portal. I'll try to respond to your questions as we go through the training. Okay. I don't know if you noticed, but when I logged in, it sent me straight to the tickler. If you haven't done this, I highly recommend that you customize your user preferences and that you change your landing page. It might be maybe the calendar for you. It might be your case search area. So like I like the tickler just because it's like a helicopter view where I can see what's going on for all my case workers in general. Cases, reminders, process steps, expiration date. So I love the tickler. All right, so let's begin with our first. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to go back to my PowerPoint. All right, so what's the look and feel of the client portal? I'm not a client. I've never seen it. How do I access it? Well, I suggest that you create a dummy client, a fake client, so that you can log in and see, later test. It's better for you to get familiar. I get this a lot when like, no, my clients are not tech savvy. But yeah, of course, if you don't give them the information, they're gonna stay like that. But I'm a firm believer that if you spend a couple of minutes empowering your clients and showing them how easily it is to like how easy it is to access a link, you can even help them bookmark it on their phone. They can access the client portal from any device, any browser. I mean, help them because it's gonna be a win-win. All right, so how do I access the URL? If you click on the top right corner where it says settings, you have subscription details. This is where you have the client portal link. So if for some reason your clients ask you what's my link, you can always copy paste it from here. And of course, if you click, it will take you to the client portal. I actually use another browser, so it allows me to access at the same time. Otherwise, if you're using the same browser, you can't log in as a caseworker and a client at the same time. Okay. All right. So let's log in. I'm gonna give you first, like, how does this, how does the client portal look like? What's the look and feel? All right. So this is the main window, and this is an existing client. Of course, if you access someone who's new, they're not going to have all this information. Of course, just keep in mind this is a profile that I've been using for 11 years, so it has a lot of cases, a lot of data. So, but anyway, so when you access for the first time, it's going to be blank or empty because they have probably no questionnaires yet, no messages, no but on the left, I want you to look at the icons and how easy, again, is for them to just access any forms that you send to them, any questionnaires. They have everything in one place. And also, again, we're going to go over the different modules. But again, it really depends on what you want them to access. If it's billing or not, maybe you don't want them to run reports or you don't want them to schedule appointments. So we'll go over how can you customize the access for each client? How can you give them access? So let's go back to our caseworker portal window, and I'm going to show you how to create the access. Okay, when you have a new client and you create the account, it's the same thing, right? You create the contact either for a prospect or active. You want to create the account, and it's going to look like this. Actually, you know what? Let's create a new one because this one, again, I've been using it for so long that obviously has information. But let's say we've got a prospect, and I'm just gonna call it Hortensia. Um, Help me here, McGuire. I don't even know how to spell McGuire. Excuse me if that's your last name, but I'm just thinking on the fly. All right, her date of birth, let's say it was 1999, and email address. Okay, Hortensia, I think it's S or test.com. All right, so we've got the profile we created. So now we want her to access the client portal. How do we do that? On the right hand side of the menu at the bottom, you should see client access. And then it's going to show us create. We need to determine what's going to be the username, the login name. Doesn't have to be the email address. Now, this is important for you to know. Sometimes families share the same email address. It's okay, but they cannot share the same login name. Okay, so I can change it to Hortensia just like that without the email address. Okay, and then for the password, even though you can generate that password automatically, I suggest that you keep it simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll show you right now why. Let's create the access for her and email her the credentials, so she knows how to log in. When you do that, notice that at the bottom you have the access details. So we'll come back to that so that you determine what exactly do you want this person to access or not. When you send them the email, you could change, of course, the subject. For example, in Spanish, usuario y clave o contraseña. It's already sending it to this email, and I can add any attachments. I've seen attorneys that use like PDFs with like screenshots or like a quick video, like this is what we expect from you, and it's easier for them to follow the instructions. So you could add a PDF attachment. If you're not using the letter templates, please do, because it's going to help you to save so much time. Okay. Give me 1 second. All right. So how do I use the letter templates? Well, in the administrator portal, if you click on letter templates, you can create them so they can show up here. I, for example, have one in Spanish where I send the credentials and it populates her name. Querida Hortensia, aquí le proporcionamos los datos necesarios. So I'm giving her the URL, the username and password. Do not change the bracket. Leave the bracket as is. So this is a tag. And for security reasons, we don't show the password here. And she's going to get that when she receives the email. So the important aspects are URL, username, and password. Okay. And then send them. If you haven't created a message like this, what I recommend you do when you go to the default option, copy paste these three into the admin portal, if you have access, of course, and click on letter templates, and then just create your own, just like I have one in Spanish. Let's go back. Aquí está. And that way it can populate the name or any other information you want to provide. Anyway, so let's send the email. It always gives you this green bar on top that's, the email was sent successfully, but you can always check if you go to logs. We always keep track of those emails or logs or, messages. So here's a message just in case, you forget, like, did I ever send the credentials or not? There's always a system log. Okay. Any questions at this point, please let me know. Let me see. We do have a question. Are you able to view the password in case I forget it? No, for security reasons, just like we don't see your password, you can't. But in case I forget, that's a good question. How do I troubleshoot? Hortensia called me and she said, I can't log in. It might happen. It might be that she was typing a complicated password, or have you seen where like you get this weird password and you can copy paste it? When you copy paste it, sometimes you grab an extra space. So that's why they can't log in. And that's why I suggested 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me show you what happens when they log in. Okay, when they click on the link and they enter the username and password, they are able to type it 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to click login. And this is the first time that they log in, so they have to change their password. Okay, so current password 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's when they pick their own password, which is going to be, gosh, 7890. I don't want to complicate my life even more, so let's just do 7890. All right, so no thanks. Let's log in. Now, when they can't, there we go. See, this is what I was telling you. No records, no data, because this is a brand new client, okay? What happens when they can't log in? Tell them they can click on forgot password and we will email them. They have to know their username. Of course, if they don't know their username, they can also retrieve it with their email address. So that's that. But if they call you and you have them on the phone, the fastest way to troubleshoot is, let me go from the home screen. What's your name? Hortensia. I click on her name. I go to the right-hand side. I click on client access and I say, well, yes, you have been enabled, so it's not expired. Well, then let me just reset your password. How about 1234? I click update and I resend the credentials to her. Or again, if she's on the line, just wait until she tries again. Tell her what the URL is and the username, but the password won't show for security reasons. Okay. When she tries, let's close. When she tries to log in, let me go back. Hortensia 1234, log in. Here we go. Okay. So that's how you can troubleshoot for a client. Tell them that they can also click on the settings and change the password anyway. So if they feel more comfortable, of course, have them change it back to whatever they want, so they can remember. Okay. All right. And they're gonna get the green bar. It's kind of confusing because it's red and my brain thinks I did something wrong. I don't know. But I do get the green bar on top that says the password was updated successfully. All right. Any questions at this point, please let me know. Now that we know how the client portal looks like, how we can share the client access, let me show you how you can send them questionnaires. Let's go back and say Hortensia needs to complete a questionnaire. So I'm going to click on create questionnaire and I'm going to send it to her. Although I could print that for her, but today we're gonna again talk about the client portal. Because she has access already, we see full name, email, cell phone. So everything is, unless it's a different person, you can look for a different client. We want to deliver this time via client portal, although you have that option too to send via a passwordless link. But today, again, I want to show you what happens when you send via the client portal. Remember, you can customize this drop-down menu. If you haven't done it, just go to the administrator portal. That way you can get rid of the ones that you don't need and rearrange the ones that you truly need. Because this is a brand new prospect, I'm going to use the advice and console and I'm going to send her these basic questionnaires. Or I can also choose no process and then pick maybe this initial intake form. I mean, you can always do that. Pull from the general list or select by process. Remember, you can customize those and you can even create your own questionnaires. Okay, at the bottom, I'm going to click save and the operation was successful. Again, okay, let me explain what that means. That means that she has access at this point, but maybe she's not aware. If she's not in front of me, I don't have her on the phone. How is she going to know? So I want to notify her. I am going to send her an email. Okay, Hortensia, this is how you log in. I've sent you questionnaires. And again, you don't have to use our default template. I can send my own templates. I like to have my logo, today's date, auto-populates, the name, so it's more personal. Okay, all right, so I'm going to send her that email. And I would like the system to remind her in case she forgets to complete the questionnaire. Send her an email once a day, once every 3 days, or once a week. And it could be an email or text message. By the way, if she doesn't have a cell phone listed, then of course we can't text her. And you also have to have a subscription to our module SMS. So for now, I'm going to keep it as email notification or reminder and stop sending emails after 3 weeks. If I don't know if Hortensia remembers her credentials, resend her the credentials right here. I'm going to click save and close. Again, operation was successful and I just close. Let me know if you have any questions at this point. Okay. On the right hand side, if you click on documents and click on questionnaires and forms, you always have a record of the questionnaires that you sent and the dates. Okay. If she makes progress, I can take a look and see what's, the progress. Has she entered data or not? So you can always kind of like spy and see like what's the progress. Or sometimes clients forget to send it to you. So you can always submit the questionnaire on behalf of the client and accept it. So that's another option. Maybe the client says, you know what, Vanessa, I want to just get the link, send it to me via text message. Okay, well, what's your cell phone number? Okay, let's say that this is a cell phone number, and I'm going to, what did I do? Save the changes, go back to documents, questionnaires, and say share passwordless link as text message in Spanish. I mean, literally, this is again very, very easy. It's a win-win. Let me read a question someone just sent. Hello, by the way. When you issue reminders, will they stop before the 3 weeks or time set once she completes it? Yes. Yeah, it would be very annoying if we keep sending, right, the reminders when she's done her homework. Yeah, don't worry. We'll cease and desist or yeah, no more reminders if she has submitted the questionnaires. You're welcome. Thank you for asking questions. All right, so let's say, okay, Hortensia, message from, actually, I don't want to show my name, so let's keep it just message from Law Office of Cerenade. Here's the link en Spanish. Por ejemplo, favor de completar el cuestionario. Like I can just modify, I have up to 1,000 characters. Remember, for you to send text messages, you have to be subscribed to the SMS module. All right, so now there's no excuse. Hortensia has received a text message. She has received access to the client portal. So let's see what happens when she logs in and the questionnaire is here. You notice on the top left, right? It says 1. That's also an indicator we have a pending item. And so when she logs in, she's going to open with a pencil, and I think maybe I didn't send it in Spanish, but she can change the language. This is an example of a custom intake form. I like to keep it as simple as possible, and then I can send her more questionnaires later. I'm gonna read a question, okay? Give me 1 second. Are you able to tell if they have viewed the questionnaire? Well, you know what? That's a good question. You can tell if they have modified it, but viewing it, like right here, I'm not making any changes. I'm looking at it. I could have, close it, and it's not gonna change the update on until you click save and you add something, then that update on date is going to change. So yeah, that's viewing and modifying. It's a different thing. And yes, you can see on if you go to your account, go to your caseworker portal, access her account or profile, click on documents, and then click on questionnaires and forms, and that update on date is going to change. But you could also click and see, click select edit and see what they've done. Can you show us again what you were picking the language for? Oh yes, So when I logged in as a client and I opened the questionnaire, there's a language option. This is customizable, so that's why you see just a few. You can remove the languages that you don't want and only pick the ones that you truly need. That's something you can do from the administrator portal. Where else can we choose languages? No, just the questionnaires are translated. So for well, technically, I change it to Spanish and it changes the instructions, enviar, guardar. Instructions are translated, obviously the questions, but we always keep the English version or the reference. And again, you can modify that from the administrator portal. Can you pre-fill some information in a questionnaire and then send it to the client to review and confirm and add any? Yes, of course, that's the idea. When you guys go, let's close this, go back to Hortensia. Okay, let me say I have her on the phone. Hortensia, what's your city of birth? Okay, I'm just gonna say San Diego, California, United States. Okay, and what's your social security number? Okay, 123457990. Okay, so let's say that that's what I've captured during the consultation. I save it. How about maybe the address information? I'll just enter just some test. Save her US resident address. Now I want her to complete the questionnaire after the fact that I enter data. Now you saw that I typed directly on the profile, right? But you could also use the alternate view. The alternate view is where you can access those same questionnaires. For example, general information for individual client. That one has the US address too. So I can also open the questionnaire in front of the client or on the phone, ask her questions like, are you, what's your marital status? Like ask the questions, enter the data. Let me just enter the day phone number and then click save. When you do that, again, green bar confirming I did it right. I can easily also just switch to a different questionnaire. Now let me ask you for your history of address. All right, so you lived here in this avenue. Perfect. So I can add the information. I'm just gonna enter data and then save. See, that's what you can do. Use the alternate view to open the questionnaires yourself, enter data on their behalf, and then send the questionnaire so they can review. They don't have to start from scratch. They'll just add or confirm, like you said, review, make sure everything looks fine. Now, I'm going to do that. I'm going to say, okay, Hortensia, I need you to please review this questionnaire. I'm going to send it to you to the client portal. Select the questionnaire, which was the general general information for individual client, and maybe the history of previous addresses, right? And then save. If, again, I have the client on the phone, there's no need for me to send an email. Maybe I do want to schedule like a reminder. Again, so that's up to you. Now let's close this. And she says, okay, let me refresh my screen. See, on her end, when she clicks refresh or logs in again, she's going to see the new questionnaires that we've sent. Okay. When she opens a questionnaire on their end, she sees the data that we have captured so far. The day, where's the social right here. And if I keep scrolling down, mailing address, here it is, US resident address. So the idea is, okay, well, client prefers Spanish. Okay, so Hortensia, her middle name is Marie. I love that name. So let's put Hortensia Marie McGuire. Look at that. And then she says, well, my phone number is incorrect. So she's going to change that. But guess what? She doesn't send it to you. She's only saving because she doesn't have her passport number, I-94, so she's not ready to send it to you. So she saves and closes. And then on your end, this is what I was telling you. You can see the progress. If you click on the documents and the questionnaires and forms, if you click select edit, we highlight the changes for you. So you see immediately what the progress is. Look, it's in red. And you can click and see, okay, I typed 33444. Like I can see the difference from what was there before. Obviously, this was blank, so that's why no value is listed here. But you just wait unless you really want to take over and submit on behalf of the client and accept it. Of course, you can just do that. Click submit on behalf and accept. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I have to leave this wonderful training. Sorry, I will follow your PowerPoint slide. Have a great weekend. Oh, you too. Thank you for letting me know. Have a great weekend and thank you for joining. Let me make this bigger so I can read all your questions. Can you Oh yeah, I read that one. If you send a questionnaire and then edit some of the general info or whatever you're editing, does the question then update that info on the client's portal? Or is it, where did it go? Or is the questionnaire sent based on the information in the system at the time you send the questionnaire? That's a good question. If I sent, for example, that one, the initial intake form, right? And then I go and make changes myself, then it's going to, it's not going to reflect on her end. So she's not going to see that. I suggest that you wait until the client sends it back to you. Or what you can do is delete it and say, you know what, disregard that questionnaire that I sent you. I'm going to delete. It's always going to ask you, are you sure? Okay, I'm just going to cancel. But yeah, it won't. It won't reflect the new changes after the fact. Good question. Can you send more than one of the same questionnaire to the same client? No. For example, if my client is a company and I need to send intake forms for 3 people they'll be employing, that's a good question. Well, now you're talking about employment-based cases, so it's different. It really depends on the type of questionnaire. And it's usually if let's say, I don't know, like a consulting attorney or HR manager has to enter data on behalf of these 3 employees, then you need to send them 3 different links because I don't know how to explain this, but like each contact, right, the employee or applicant has a separate profile or unique profile. You don't want to mix information. That's why you don't really send the same questionnaire 3 times to the same person. But what you can do is if Hortensia was dealing or she's the HR manager, I can send the access to the same email address, but different usernames. So Hortensia has to log in, enter data for employee 1, log out, and then log in for employee 2, and the username is going to be different. That's what I suggest. Now, we do have features, and we'll talk about that for case initiation request. So that might be helpful instead of, the employee doing it or you doing it. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, thank you for, and that's a good question because sometimes clients, not necessarily employment based, but sometimes clients tell you, I can't log in. And you think you need to redo the work and resend the questionnaire. There's no need. When you go to the document section and click on questionnaires and forms, if it's here, the only problem that they have is accessing the client portal. That's it. There's no need to resend these. Unless, like we talked about, hey, you know what? We sent it on the 15th and it turns out that we added information after the fact, then yes, let's delete and resend it. Okay, let me show you what happens when the clients answer and submit. Let's go back to her portal. Thank you for the questions, by the way. So I'm going back to the client portal and I'm clicking on the mailbox and I'm going to access the questionnaire. Okay, so again, I'll just add a test here for maiden name and submit. When they submit, it's gone. They can't access the same questionnaire unless you return it or send it back to them. So let them know that if they want a copy of that questionnaire, have them print it before they click submit. Okay. Okay, let me translate Spanish. Formulario de admisión inicial. You can add, as a reminder, you can add your own questions to your own intake forms like this one. Is this the first time that you contact us? Yes. How'd you hear about this law firm? I'm just going to say Google and nombre. Like, see how Marie is not showing, even though in our system, we do have the middle name already, and we do have the city of birth and the state of birth. It's blank. So be careful because if she sends this questionnaire blank and you approve it, you're going to delete the information that you already have. Now remember, we enter the data manually after the fact that we send the questionnaire. So be careful with that. That's why I recommend that you just wait until they send it back and then you do, the data entry. Okay. In this situation, I wouldn't accept the questionnaire if it's blank because it's going to overwrite. Okay, but I still send it. This is interesting. Please fill out this field because I made it require, or like, it's incomplete. So, based on your requirements, although it should have like a red asterisk. Anyway, so let me just close this one. And then the history of address should reflect, yeah, here we go, the one that I entered earlier. So here's where they can make corrections. Let's say it was 2023 and then submit. Again, tell them to make a copy if they want before they submit. Here we go. What happens when they send them to you? How do you approve or review? You have a mailbox located on the top right corner. You click questionnaires and forms. We show you the name of the client. We show you the type of questionnaire and the dates. So when you click open, again, we highlight the changes, right? And you're going to accept, or you can reject and send it back to them. When you accept, we will override, and because we have we have another questionnaire from the same client, we can just click next. And here's the history of address questionnaire, and again, it highlights the changes, and you can click on that, and we tell you on the top left what was there before. So that's that. I'm going to accept. And now if we go back to her profile, that information is going to be updated. We see the test, we see under previous addresses, we see the correct date, which means that it will transfer correctly from here to the forms. Okay. Speaking of forms, let's create a case really quick. So I want to show you how to send the forms to them. Oh my God, I'm running out of time. It's okay, we can do this. Or I'll just create an adjustment of status case. If you're new, we have trainings on how to create a case, how to create the profiles, how to use the forms. So please join our trainings or watch the videos on our YouTube channel. All right, so here we are. We have Hortensia's account and we have her case account or profile. I see the case number, the type of case, and we can access the forms. I'm going to use the, let's say I-485. Since I label her as alien, I know this is for the beneficiary, and it's on, in the left it's going to say alien info goes here. That's why I picked alien. Here's her data, and I want her to review the form and add to it or review and add, maybe it's a good idea to add a post-it, a sticky note. Por favor, revisar la forma. I mean, you can please review the form. I suggest that you guys add your initials so that you know who entered the sticky note. These are super helpful for your clients to know what's going on, what do I need to do. The more instructions, the better. Anyway, so save the form. And now how do we share this with the client? Well, we need to select on the left and click share as editable HTML. When I mean select, I mean this box. So select, click email as editable HTML. I'll just say, please log in into your client portal. I'm going to send it to Hortensia. And again, I can change my message template and then send it. When you do that, let me refresh. The form is read-only for you, okay? So imagine if you're holding a form physically, it's in your hands. When you hand it to the client, she has it, right? So you can't make changes unless she returns it. So that's pretty much how I see it. If I want to look at it, yes, as a read-only, or I do need to make changes, then I need to delete her copy and be able to modify it. Otherwise, again, it's just read-only. On her end, she's going to click on the mailbox and the form is going to be there, just like we send the questionnaires. When she opens the form, this is why I love having the sticky notes on the first page, because she can respond, tengo dudas, like I have questions, please call me, I don't know, like, they can just message you from here. Of course, we always, well, I joke and say we can help you with the technology, but not with compliance. If your clients don't follow the instructions, that's on you. All right, so let's say your client modify a field. See how it turns blue? It's because we're overriding information that should have been here by default, okay? Ideally, you want to send them a questionnaire first, then populate the data into the form, and then send the form. So this is not ideal because this is not going to transfer back to the profile. Sorry, I missed how you added the sticky note. Okay. The way I added a sticky note was when you open the form, it's on the top, it's a square that says create a note. Click on that, move your mouse and click to add, and you can customize it. That's how I did it. And then I just saved the form. Thank you for the questions. Let's go back. Okay, so client is reviewing the form. She typed information, she answers some of the fields, and then sends it back to you. Okay, it's the same process. When clients send a questionnaire and form, they get this notification that it was sent successfully. On your end, we email you. we let you know, hey, you've got a new item. And so let's take a look. It's right here on the top. It's the same mailbox for forms or questionnaires. So we can see the name of the client, the form, and the dates and who sent it. So when we open the form, we also highlight the changes. We don't highlight on the sticky note, but you can see that. But this is what I meant. Like it's highlighted, even the Boolean and the radio button, it's kind of, red. And you can click to see what was the original value. See? It's really up to you to accept or reject. Remember, we're not going to modify or update the profile. So I will accept. Maybe I could copy paste into the profile so I don't have to re-enter it on other forms. So that's how you can accept a questionnaire or form from a client. Let's, all right, let's cover how to use the messaging module. This is an optional module. And the way this works, you have to have access. You need to contact our sales team if you don't have access. But basically what it means is like I can message my client and she can message me back. And this is more secure than sending an email. When you send them a message, it goes directly to their client portal. So if I say Hortensia, I click on her name. Maybe I want to message another caseworker. Subject, case was approved. That was quick. Wasn't she just a prospect? No, just kidding. FYI, case was approved. I wish it was that quick, huh? All right, and then at the bottom, I could send her a text message alert just because obviously she's not going to be connected to the client portal, but we want her to get an alert via text message so she logs in and read the message. Remember, the reason why we're sending it this way is because it's encrypted, it's more secure than sending an actual email. I could also add this to the client profile just by typing her name, selecting done, and send. Now on her end, the way this works, she's going to see an indicator where it says messages, and she can, well, obviously see the subject, the date, who sent it, and she can return, or sorry, reply back to the attorney. Thanks. And then send it. On my end, when I get the message, remember, we have an indicator here and I can see the message, just like a regular email, right? You have your inbox, you see you can click on the link and you see that under the logs, here's well, the text message that I sent is also here, how de completar el cuestionario. But you know what? Just kidding. It's not under logs, it's under messages. So I can see the messages that I've sent to her specifically. And just give me 1 second because it's processing. Are the questionnaires able to complete on mobile? So yes, you can download the app. Your clients can open any browser, iPhone, Android, tablets, any device. I don't know why it's taking longer than usual, but I can't wait. So you're gonna have to test it on your end and trust me. Let's talk about billing. If you are subscribed to billing and you want the clients to review an invoice, I'm not going to be able to show you how to create the invoice today because this is not a training on billing. But what I did on my PowerPoint presentation, I added the link that shows you how to use the billing module. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at a different client because I know I have an invoice for her. Valeria. All right. So I can go to the contact profile, click on billing, invoices. Uh, of course, if I want her to pay online without logging in, then you have the option to send a payment link to the client via text message or via email. But again, since we're talking about client portal, I'm going to log in as Valeria so that you guys can see what happens when they click on invoices, okay? When they access their client portal and they click on invoices, they can open the invoice. Of course, they'll see what's the charge, what's, the due date, if they are on a payment plan, all the notes. We also have a second page with payment history. And if you are subscribed to the credit card processing module, we work with LawPay or PayPal. Your clients can make payments online, either payment card or ACH. It looks like it's been limited to payment card only because I think this is my PayPal account. All right, so your client can process their payments via the client portal. And also, if I want her to deposit money into the trust account, I can go to her account, click on client access, remember on the right hand side, and I can determine, do I allow or do I disable? Same thing with like reports or the ability to send questionnaires to other people, the ability to create or initiate a case. So you can enable or disable these features. Okay, let's go back to the client portal and refresh. See, now I have more options on the left because I enable pretty much everything. And she can deposit funds into the trust account or IOLTA and from here, okay? That money goes to the trust account. Now, if I want her to run a report, how do I create a report that's for clients? Okay, that's important. I will quickly show you. Remember, you have access to well, maybe you're new and you're the paralegal or you don't have access, but your administrator, right, the attorney or whoever signed up, they have access to the admin. And so the administrator portal is for customizations. And here you can create, if you are subscribed to custom reports, you can create any type of report. Okay. So maybe what I want is a report that shows my clients their next appointment or like, case status, or in this case, passport expiration dates. I don't know. So I can give access to the clients, either individual clients or business clients. So this has to be checked. And when you go to their account under the client access, under reports, make sure that you also enable that specific report. So I'm going to select enable passport expiration report. Now she can access that report. But if you don't do that, they can't. So my client now can click on reports and run the report. How many passports? Oh, of course. Let me just create a passport that expires in the next 6 months. Wait a minute. Ah, yeah, 2000. I'm like, why is it not showing? But because it's 2023. All right, let's go back and refresh. Yay. Oh, or not. What did I do? Give me one quick second, please. I don't know what I'm doing. Expiration date. Well, maybe that's why, because it's more than 6 months. Come on, Vanessa. I can't believe it's 2024 already. All right, and yay. Like I can breathe now. All right. What I was trying to show you is that when the clients run a report, it's only their own data. Here, my client can see that her passport expires in a few months. And then, of course, you can create any type of report and enable it for them. And it's only their data. Give me one second. I see a couple of questions. How many admins can one firm have? Is there a fee for additional admins? Not necessarily. Each user can be an admin. It's up to you. So what you need to do is go to your admin, click on users. If my paralegal needs access, maybe they're helping me with the reports, all I need to do is scroll down and go to access rights and enable, instead of blocked, change it to allowed. There's no extra fee for additional admins. You just have to enable or allowed. Oh my God, you guys have been the most participant group I've ever had, probably. So thank you so much for your questions. All right, but I do need to continue and show you clients uploading documents. Okay, great. So let me show you how to share the checklist. When you create a case and you click on documents, there should be, hopefully you have that customized even better. I like to have it in English and Spanish, or so you have a checklist, right? Under the document section. I'm at the case window, case profile. Well, I can easily just select the documents that I need from Valeria and share with her. I select her name, I click next. The item has been shared. However, we need to send her an email. So let's click email. Let her know, please log in into your portal. I need all these documents, blah, blah, blah. Right? So when my client logs in, again, it's the compliance what we we can't help you with. Or the good pictures, right? Maybe we should have a video of like, this is how you take a nice, good picture with good lighting. So anyways, when your clients go to the client portal and click on share documents, they're going to click upload a document. Let me quickly, can't find my mouse. I'm looking for pictures and I can just drag and drop. Okay, this is what your clients can do, or just one at a time. It's up to them, but it's going to be a lot easier because they can tell you, okay, this file is my W-2 and this file is my utility bill. See how they can just pick the, marriage certificate, or I don't know, another utility bill, and then one more is the birth certificate. I don't know. Oops, I think I skipped one. Trying to find for like the same case. Well, all right. So let me just upload. Oh, what am I doing? I think I can't. I already have that one. All right, so let me just use error certificate I-94. Okay. So client selects which file this is. They upload. And by the way, if you haven't done this, I'm going to show you a trick. It's a setting that you all have access to. Okay. If you go to your admin and scroll down to your tools under application settings, there's a new, well, technically new, relatively new. There's a setting here that auto converts whatever files or attachments they upload, it's going to convert them automatically to PDFs. So it's a lot easier, not just because less space, but also it's easier because you can preview the document if it's a PDF. Let me show you what I mean. Let's switch back. And let's go to that case. My client uploaded the evidence, and it's right here. So I see the upload date. This is what I was talking about. I can click select preview and I can see the image. And let's go back to this one. But anyway, so that's how you can easily, and the way I see it, it's a win-win because I can run a report that shows me which clients haven't uploaded which documents because there won't be an upload date. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about that. And let me rush through this. We're almost done. Share logs. You could also share a log. Maybe you guys don't have messaging, but you can add a note. Maybe, I don't know, there's an RFE. We have received your RFE, and I want to not just keep a note in the system, but also share with my client and her husband. So I'm going to save and close. Only when you click share with clients, all right? We will never share anything that you don't want to share with your clients. And when they log in into the client portal, they click on share logs and they can see the message here. Okay, so this was the client log, case logs. So the one that I just shared was it this one? Case logs, maybe I shared with But yeah, I think it was an RFE. Anyway, so yeah, your clients can only read it. It's a read-only access. They can't delete, they can't reply. It's just for them to be informed. If you have a client who is a company, let's look for a business client, a corporation. I'm going to open the account, and instead of them sending me an email for every new applicant or new case, what I'm going to do is give them authorization to initiate a case. Of course, you need to be subscribed to the case initiation request module. Let's log in as ABC Corporation. Okay, when they log in, assuming this is a HR, instead of, again, sending an email, they just go to initiate a case request. They select, all right, this is for the subsidiary, I don't know, Starbucks or Sony, like, or ABC. We want to create a new case for H1B, L1, O1. So this is customizable. They just select the type of case, enter the applicant's, name, last name, everything, description, salary, everything that you guys need. When they click submit, you will receive this case initiation form on, actually, let me just enter one. Luisa Huerta Test. Her email is luisahuertatest.com, and the job description and the salary and everything. So they're going to submit. You get an email from us, just like it was like a regular questionnaire, right? But on your caseworker portal, if you go to the mailbox, it does say HR case initiation form, unless of course you name that form differently. But just to give you an idea, what happened is I, receive that, I open, I see the name of the applicant, and I say, yes, let's take this H1B. It triggers the case wizard. So right away, I can select the H1B and continue, creating the case. Let's say this is the attorney, this is the beneficiary and the employer, right? The location, the signatory, everything. So it's a lot faster because I can just, create the case. There's already a profile for her. I could, of course, send Luisa her questionnaires and wait until everything it's here so that I can populate the forms. But it was a lot faster than just getting an email, typing the info myself. Now, if the employer wants to send a questionnaire directly to an employee, they can also click on questionnaires, enter the applicant's name, last name, email, and pick the questionnaires that they want, H1B or. Now keep in mind they will see this. Okay, so you have to be careful with that because, I mean, and they can also see your letter template. So that's what I personally don't like because, I don't want to show every single template or process to my corporate clients. But it's a good feature if you want them to be able to send questionnaires on their behalf to the applicants instead of waiting for you to do it. And lastly, if you are subscribed to Acuity, I'm almost done, I promise. You could also allow them to pick from your availability, pick, schedule an appointment, and then you determine what access should they have. If Luisa wants to schedule an appointment, I want her to be able to, oh, sorry, it wasn't Luisa, it was Hortensia. Give me one second. I want Hortensia to be able to schedule an appointment directly from the client portal. Well, if I enable the option that says access to schedule appointments, which appointments? Is it just for consultation? Is it the appointment or the calendar for a specific attorney? So it's really up to you, but you do need to have an account with Acuity to be able to do that, okay? All right, so I know we will have a Q&A, but some of you have to disconnect. So let me just quickly give you the resources and support you have access to. If you have questions, which you might, call us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Pacific Standard Time, except on holidays. Or you can email us 24/7. That's our email address. On your home screen, click on technical support and message us. By the way, you can send it in Spanish, as well as your feedback to our developers. We have a user's guide that has videos and articles with, with step-by-step instructions. We do these trainings for free on Fridays at 10 a.m. Again, they're live and we record them. So if you want to watch the videos, I suggest that you click on this link and access our YouTube channel and subscribe. We also have a Facebook page where you can join and connect with other users and listen to our podcast. These are links that you can click on to learn more about other areas such as e-filing, case document assembly, and more. And these are the upcoming trainings. Again, I suggest that you download my PowerPoint presentation so you can just click on the links. But even better, when you guys connect to eIMMIGRATION, you have those links already under the settings, where it's not settings, sorry, under help, go to training calendar, and you have them right here. You also have the quick link to your to our YouTube channel. So just go to the link, and it's going to show you the videos. Okay, so let me continue because I know some of you have to disconnect. It's already 11. I will answer some of your questions, but if you have to disconnect, thank you and have a great weekend. I do have a question that's do they plan to support Calendly in the future? I think so, but I can't assure you. I suggest that you send an email to management and let them know. I think the more people that request it, the faster they can implement the integration. But yeah, I think Calendly is more affordable than, right? Cost effective than Acuity, but I'm not sure. We use Acuity and I think it's great. So, but again, I'm not 100% sure if we plan on integrating with Calendly soon. Is case type required or can we enter it on their behalf later? No, I think it's required based on the type of when we trigger the case, although you could always update it. So I think based on the process, when you're referring to the case initiation request, I think, so you would customize it when you get the module. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I'll be back again next week. Yay. Okay. You can take as many trainings as needed. You're welcome. Thank you for joining. I hope this was helpful and that you guys learned something new. I always recommend, again, empower your clients. I know some people might not be as tech savvy as others, but nowadays everyone has a smartphone. And if you ask them, I'm pretty sure they are on social media. So please, please, empower them. It's a win-win. Oh, my screen cut out. What did you say about Canada? I said that I am not 100% sure if we will support the integration with Calendly, but you can always contact our management team and let them know that you are interested because the more people that request, it might be faster that they can integrate with that software. But we currently just integrate with Acuity. Yeah, and we use that internally to schedule demos and trainings. So, but yeah, always if you guys get a chance, my suggestion, sorry, let me take you back, is when you are connected, if you click on help, feedback, technical support, send them a message. Hey, I would like to be able to use Calendly, or I would like to be able to connect, or I mean, doesn't hurt. You can send that in Spanish as well. So please provide your feedback and questions. We are happy to help. That would be the fastest way. Technical support. Necesito ayuda. I need help. Please call me. Or so that's that for you. Um, but yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Now, before we disconnect, please let me know if your questions were addressed during the webinar. I know I was kind of like giving you so much information, but it's been a very interactive training and I hope that it was helpful. If not, you can always contact our technical support team. Again, there's probably like an issue with the system, so we do need to connect to your screen. But yeah, let me know. We will have also a survey after you disconnect. So we appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much for voting. And if you have other questions, even if they're not related to the client portal, let me know. All right, I'm just going to close this since I've got 80% of the votes. Thank you so much for those that voted. And again, please do contact our team so that we can assist you. Did you know that we have a referral program? So if you know someone who's not using eImmigration, both your colleague and you get a credit for $50. So if you like to refer someone, have them complete the form, and that way they can get a $50 credit for their next for their first invoice, and you get a $50 gift card or credit for your next invoice. So it pays off. So let me close this. Thank you so much for voting. All right, so let me know if you guys have any other questions. If not, have a great weekend, and thank you for attending this live webinar. All right, so I'm not seeing any incoming questions, so I'm going to end the session. And again, on behalf of Cerenade, thank you for attending today's webinar, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.